And we're back. All right, so we're back. We figured out our tech issues. I think we're set now. Jacob Hitz, Ron Kennedy here with you for the call for the second half. I think. Talk. Let's make sure.
Thanks for having me. Sorry, I hope I'm in loud and clear now. How do I sound?
All right, I have you in my ear. I don't have me in my ear, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
I don't know. All right, we're here. 21-0 right now is the score. All right, I'm being told we sound good, so I'll roll with it. 21-0 right now. Elko on top. A blocked field goal going the other way for a touchdown was the last thing we saw to end the half. And now at this point, it's all a waiting game right now because Elko's still out there warming up. As we await the second half here.
Roger.
We'll be back here for kickoff in just a moment. All right, so we didn't get to hear from you much at all in that first half here, Ron. So take us through what you saw.
Well, first of all, what a way to end the first half. Big play in that second half, obviously, was until that time happened, was the stop by Northern York. They needed to stop. Then they drove all the way down. Coach Miller takes 3 timeouts. And Elko comes up with a huge blocked field goal attempt and ends up scoring. So that was obviously the play of the half.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It seemed like the momentum was finally on Northern York's side, and then the blocked field goal taking it all the way back. He kind of took that momentum away. Elko starts with the ball to start the second half. So Northern York's defense is going to be looking for a stop early and often as Jan puts the ball on the tee. And we're set to go. Elko's got 2 men deep. And Jan's ready. Second half of playoff football's underway. Good kick. This one goes back. Bohannon takes it from the 11-yard line. And Bohannon cuts to the middle and gets wrapped up at the 25-yard line by Joe Kostelak.
This is going to be an important series for Northern York here on defense to start this half.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They haven't been able to do anything. Elko had to punt once. Or no, they went for it on 4th down, missed it barely. Other than that, Elko's been able to do pretty much whatever they please here. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Bohannon is going to keep it. Gets clobbered by one. It was by Peach. He was able to get away and maybe fight for a few more yards before he was brought down. And that'll make it 2nd and 7 from the 30.
A goal of about 3.
Second and 7 now from the 30-yard line. Bohannon under center, split backs behind him, flag on the play before they even get going.
It's going to be offsides on Northern York, lined up offsides.
So that'll move Elko forward. That'll make it 2nd and 2 now. Penalties have been a big part of this first half, and they've gone either way. So some calls that have made some of the fans here moan and groan, and others that they've applauded for with glee, and that plays in Elko's favor here. 2nd down and now 2. Bohannon under center again. Gonna hand it off, and there goes Luke Williams. Cuts back, off he goes. Can they catch him? Nope. Luke Williams, touchdown. – 64-yard touchdown run for Luke Williams. His 4th touchdown on the ground on the year, and Elko's up 27-0.
Elko came out unbalanced on that particular play. Northern York failed to recognize it. Simple veer give.
Here's Shuey back for the extra point. Kick on the way. It is good. 28-0. Elko comes out and responds. Kicks the door down. They're up 28-0, and Northern York right now is looking for some answers. With 11 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the last 3 plays of this football game have been huge. A blocked field goal and that one right there. There's some huge plays.
And Elko's been able to use everything for their advantage.
I don't think Elko has thrown a pass yet.
No. There have been some games where they have not had to pass, and then there are other games where they don't pass for forever, and then they come out with a pass and they smoke everybody and find the end zone with that. So, there's a reason that Braden Bohannon has 3 passing touchdowns. They were all huge plays when the other team just wasn't expecting it.
Well, I think one of the reasons Elko is so hard to defend is they run very few negative plays. Everything is a positive play, whether it's 2, 3, or 4 yards. It is a typical veer offense. Very difficult to stop. And they run it to perfection.
So Shuey will be back to kick it away here. And the 3 Musketeers for the Polar Bears are back. This one, a line drive kick, bounces a couple of times, and it's picked up by Zach Beam. He takes off to the left, and he gets wrapped up at the 15-yard line. R.J. Pfeiffer on the stop.
Northern York, once again, is going to start in their own territory. They have not had very good field position this entire game. Credit to the special teams of Elko for that.
Northern York was able to drive down the field the last time they had the ball. Got down to the 6-yard line before they had to kick the field goal, and it got blocked. We'll see what they can do on this drive. Jordan Heisey, the quarterback, got dinged up early in the game, had to sit out a few snaps. He's back in as quarterback now. He's got 4 receivers wide and a running back on his hip. First down. Heisey to pass. Fires over to left. Pass is dropped. Incomplete, looking for Tyler Weary. That's the second time he's looked for Weary, and Weary couldn't haul it in. Last time it was looking for Weary in the end zone. Just an update in the other game going on right now. Another touchdown for Conrad Weiser. That game was out of hand early. It's now 35-20, late in the, almost at halftime. So Conrad Weiser not giving up. They have tightened that game up a bit. We'll see what happens going into halftime and see if they can make the extra point. Here's a handoff. Wrapped up right away. Luke Williams there to help make the stop. It was C.J. Wagner on the handoff, and that makes it 3rd down and 11.
Northern York going a little no huddle here, trying to speed up a little bit. It's what they were successful with towards the end of the half was the spread offense.
They've got 4 men wide here. Heisey looks toward the sideline, now looks ready. Elko's defenders running backward. Bohannon out in the safety spot. Gonna lob it! Incomplete, looking for...
That was well defended by the Elko secondary there.
Looking for Trenton Peach. It was Evan Beamer on the coverage. And that's going to make it 4th down, and out will come Mason Yan and the punt team once again. Braden Bohannon back deep to return it back at the, right at the 49, right around midfield. PAT is good. 35-21 is the score in Lampeter-Strasburg between Conrad Weiser and Lampeter-Strasburg. Strasburg 35, Weiser 21. Booming kick taken, muffed. Ball's free. Elko falls on top of it. Right at the 44-yard line. Bohannon dropped the ball, and somebody from Elko was right there to fall on top of it. Flag way back. Hold on. Flag back at the punter on Elko. This is going to be either running into the kicker or roughing the kicker. And the difference is important. One's a 15-yarder and an automatic first down. One not so much. So still kind of waiting now. Even the refs are kind of looking around right now and trying to figure out what happened and what they're going to call it.
If this is a 10-yard penalty, it's going to give Coach Miller an interesting decision. This could be fourth and about a yard.
Yep. And nobody knows. They're still looking around. Northern York bringing some guys back out onto the field. And now Elko's defense is backing up. Bohannon is still deep, but okay. Automatic first down. That's the way it looks. Because they're out past the first down marker. So this should move the chains out to the 29-yard line. And Heisey and the offense are back out there. The chain gang wants to get going. One guy's paying attention, the other's not. Somebody's got to...
So it was a 15-yard penalty, obviously. Gives them an automatic first down.
Somebody's got to wake up the there we go. We got the official sign. They pointed forward. First down, Northern York.
It's a 15-yard penalty. It's enough for a first down.
So, first and 10 now from the 29-yard line. Heisey's got four guys out wide. Thrown, pass is caught by Peach, and he gets wrapped up by Cole Thomas, who gets wrapped up by Luke Williams.
That was a great open field tackle there. Again, I think Northern York's trying to speed up a little bit here, going no huddle.
Well, and I mean, they saw it work in that first half on that last drive. They were able to pick apart this Elko defense. Elko didn't have enough time to try and figure it out. They're passing again. Lost the ball. Heisey falls back on top of it. Bad snap, and the ball was free. He was able to get back on top of his own mistake and didn't get his head taken off in the process. It'll be third down and 13 from the 27.
Northern York staying with their spread offense. Looking to Coach Miller for the play.
And it's been able to work. So we've got two Coach Millers, one on either side of the ball. Four guys wide, two either side, plus the back with Heisey. Gonna pass. Fires. Caught by Weary. Spins out of a tackle.
Boy, Elko is just on a really good job of gang tackling right now. They are just swarming around the football.
Luke Williams there to make the stop. That makes it fourth down and 7. So Tyler Weary couldn't quite break through.
Tackle by Luke Williams.
And now Mason Yan is back to punt it away. Bohannon isn't going deep. Apparently they think they're going to fake it that or they're going to send the house. Logan Tice went after it, couldn't get there. This punt sails back beyond the 30 and keeps rolling back to the 16-yard line, and that is where Elko will start their drive.
Ball is marked at the 16-yard line.
8 minutes, 24 seconds here in the third quarter, and this Elko offense comes back out onto the field.
Northern York really flipped the field position there, which was good for them.
Yeah.
That was important.
See if their defense can step up here and make something out of it, because their defense hasn't been able to stop much for Elko. Elko has yet to throw a pass. There was the 1 4th down where they couldn't convert. Otherwise, Elko's been able to run all over him, literally. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Have Bohannon in the backfield now.
Yeah, it was Cole Thomas under center, and he didn't get very far. It'll be 2nd and 7, maybe 2nd and 6, depending on where they spot it. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 19-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Raiders.
So it looks like they're going to flag it. What happened here?
It'll be an illegal substitution penalty, I believe.
Now they're going to, yep.
It was a sideline warning, I believe, what that was.
Okay, well, now we know. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 7. Under center. This is Bohannon who's got it. 1st down and more to the 32-yard line.
Coach Miller mixing it up a little bit here, putting Bohannon in the backfield to get him maybe some more touches.
Well, they've done that a couple times this year. Put Cole Thomas under center, put Bohannon in as a running back, and either Thomas would keep it then from under center or Bohannon would run with it. And it's worked so far this season. From the 32-yard line now, 1st and 10. Thomas under center, gonna hand it off. No, that's Bohannon. Spins out of a tackle and gets to the 38-yard line.
Boy, he runs tough.
Yeah.
This has been a true contrast in styles. Northern York wide open, different offensive formations. Elko, typical veer. I think they've run 1 or 2 different formations the entire night.
Yep. They have yet to have more than 1 receiver out wide tonight. And Bohannon, 5'11", 180, and he's able to just charge through this defensive front. 2nd and 3. Thomas, I think, got rid of it there at the very end, but it didn't work there for Elko. They get pushed back. Doesn't look like, oh, well, they're going to move him forward, actually. Very close to a 1st down marker. Got farther than I thought he did. 3rd down and 1.
Just short of the 1st down marker. It'll be 3rd and less than 1.
Bohannon will be under center for this one. Thomas in as a back with one of the Williams. Bohannon hands it off. And he got a 1st down. That was to Thomas, I believe.
Northern York trying to stop the run, switch to a 6-man front there. To no avail.
I was going to say, even then, they still couldn't stop him. They could put all 11 guys on the line and still have trouble bringing down these backs. They are very strong, very difficult to bring down, and we've seen it time and time again. Now from the 45-yard line. Bohannon under center. Thomas on the sideline, both Williams in the backfield. Everybody's on the line except for Andrew Tracy, and there goes Luke Williams, churning out about 7 yards.
Bohannon on the carry. Kostelak on the tackle.
2nd and 3. And at this point, Elko just chewing away some clock. 5 minutes left. And Northern York at this point has to start thinking about how much time are they going to have left, how many more deep shots are they going to have to take whenever they get the ball back, especially if Elko scores here and makes it a 5-score game.
Same formation.
Might even be same personnel here. It's kind of been the tale tonight.
Again, that was an unbalanced formation. Looked like this side, the same one they scored a touchdown on.
Jake Williams charges forward. He got touched right at the line of scrimmage, plowed forward and got 10. 1st down. And this guy's a freshman. I don't think Elko's going to get tired of him anytime soon.
They were on the forward ball, 37-yard line.
Just taking a look at this Elko team. 2 seniors on their starting 5 up front blocking. Bohannon's a senior. Luke Williams is a senior. Verdecio Chekhanov, Riley Pfeiffer, Owen Kale. Luke's a junior. Good to know. So I've had something wrong in my stats the whole time. But, so yeah, Bohannon's a senior. Kale's a senior. RJ Pfeiffer's a senior. A lot of seniors on this team.
Williams on the carry.
Andrew Tracy as well. Elko's losing a lot of guys, but they've also got some young guys backing them up. 2nd down and 8 from the 35-yard line. Meanwhile, for Northern York, they've got a lot of seniors, at least on their offense. Tyler Weary, Zach Beam, the quarterback, Heisey. C.J. Wagner, who's taken a lot of snaps. Blake Cruz, who's been out there. And here goes Jake Williams along the sideline to the 15-yard line.
I think that was all Braden Bohannon. He got up to the line of scrimmage, saw something he didn't like, audibled to a play that he liked.
And it helps to have that knowledge as being quarterback. He's been pretty much the starter all 4 years of his high school career.
For a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders.
His freshman year, things weren't so hot. They went 2-8 that year. Bohannon didn't see a lot of time, but he was put in certain moments. Then his sophomore year, he was pretty much the starter, led the team to 8-2. Last year, 7-3. This year, so far, 6-0. Trying to make it 7-0 with a playoff win.
Another unbalanced line. That time it was unbalanced this way.
He pitched it out. Luke Williams is going to spin and get 2 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 8. From about the 13-yard line, we're in the red zone.
This drive started on their own 20, Jacob?
Yep. Pretty deep. And now here they are in the red zone. Northern York has just struggled on this defensive side of the ball. But Northern York has had difficulty against a lot of teams this season. There have been many games that they've won by 7 points or less, by a score or less, and you know, the defense had to have been a concern for Northern York coming in. As here's Luke Williams charging forward inside the 10 to the 5.
Luke Williams on the carry, Beam on the tackle.
And it's going to be 1st and goal now from the 5-yard line.
That is a first down for the Raiders.
2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. At this point, I think the other playoff game is going to have a full quarter to go by the time we're done here. This clock has been chewed up like the homework you didn't do. 1st and 5. 1st and goal from the 5. Bohannon hands it off. Luke Williams, touchdown. 2nd on the night. 5th on the ground on the year. 34-0.
Well, that was a clinic in their offense right there. They took a lot of time off the clock. That was a really nice drive put together there by Elko.
Shuey back to kick once again. He's been perfect on the night. 4 for 4. Bringing the house. Make it 5 for 5. 35-0.
Northern York is really struggling with Elko's offense right now.
Yep.
As most teams have done this whole year.
Minute 34 left in the 3rd quarter. Elko leads 35-0. And if you're Bob Miller, if the defense can stand up here, do you think he considers putting in some of the backups in? At this point, that's what he's done in every home game. I don't think we've had a home game where we've not had the starters be pulled at some point. Here's a look right now at what's going on. Right now we're at halftime in the other game. at Lampeter Strasburg. Lampeter Strasburg leads 35-21. In this game here, Elko on top 35-0. So as it looks now, if nothing changes, Elko and Lampeter Strasburg will be playing next week at Lampeter Strasburg. If Lampeter Strasburg loses, then it becomes an Elko game here against Conrad Weiser. We got to wait and see. Is there still a lot of time left in that game? Again, they're only at halftime. They've got a long way to go there. We're almost at the end of the third quarter. Shuey and crew ready to kick this one away. And Shuey kicks this one away. This one low, rolls, back inside the 15, and it's taken by Beam, who slips and gets clobbered by Owen Kale at the 24-yard line. So out comes Heisey on the offense again. They've struggled so far tonight. They haven't run the ball much at all, and what they have, C.J. Wagner's taken a bulk of the snaps. He's had some daylight, but not enough to keep going back to him. They've done a lot of passing so far since that last drive at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I would certainly expect more of the same now. Being down 35-0, end of the third quarter, I would imagine they were going to come out throwing the ball here.
56 seconds. Well, we're in mercy rule mode now. The Elko's up 35-0. They're up by 35, so the clock keeps rolling unless somebody's hurt. They're going to hand this off to Wagner, and Wagner gets nothing, maybe a yard. He will get one, maybe two. 35 seconds left on the board. And somebody needs to explain to me how we're at the 36-yard line when they're at the 26. Heisey's going to keep it. It's going to roll to his left. Tries to cut back. Luke Williams there to bring him down. That'll make it third down and short. And that should be the last play here of the third quarter with now 10 seconds on the board. Northern New York trying to hurry up. Ball is set. 5 on the board. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can they get the snap off? No. Triple zeros on the board. And Elko ends this third quarter on top, 35-0. We'll take a break. We're back in a moment for the final 12 minutes. We're back here from Myerstown for the final 12 minutes. Clock starts rolling, and unless somebody gets hurt, it will keep rolling. High snap. Heisey hands it off to Wagner. And Wagner's going to get the first down. So Northern York will get a fresh set of downs here from the 35-yard line.
Looks like they're going to continue to go no huddle here.
Yep. 3 receivers wide. Another very high snap. This one's thrown. Pass is caught along the far side. Room to go. That's Aiden Diggs.
Be careful. If I was Elko here, I'd imagine at some point Northern York's going to take a shot or two in the end zone.
Yep.
They got to score quickly here.
They're down at the 45, the Elko 45 right now. 3 guys out wide again, same formation. Normal snap. Heisey fires. Pass. Wide open man. It's caught by 5. That's Zach Beam, who spins down to the 25-yard line. Northern York has life. Elko trying to do some, trying to hurry up and switch some guys out. They were able to do it. They're going to hand this off to Wagner, who's got room. Pokes hole. Down to the 10. Down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Poked his way through a hole and gets down 1st and goal.
Bohannon saved a touchdown there.
Yep. This is the first time that Northern York has had an opportunity inside the red zone since the blocked field goal, and Elko decides to take a timeout and catch a breath and figure out what in the world just happened.
That's a good timeout there by Coach Miller to try to stop the momentum here a little bit.
Well, and the clock will continue to run without that timeout. Northern York can just keep going at this point. And you know, Elko, I wouldn't be too worried about clock management at this point. I feel like they've done a good enough job of chewing up the clock so far. But, you know, crazier things have happened. Northern York could come back and score 5 times. So in that other game, Lampeter Strasburg and Conrad Weiser, game second half just kicked off. Conrad Weiser will start with the ball. And I mentioned earlier that we may finish before they're done with the third quarter. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me. There's just about 10 and a half to play. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Northern York trying to score for the first time in 7 quarters now. They got shut out last week against Waynesboro. Gonna pass, hit as he threw it, end zone, touchdown. That is Tyler Weary, his 2nd touchdown of the year. He had the dropped touchdown pass earlier on before the blocked field goal, and he's able to redeem himself here and put points on the board for the Polar Bears. Out will come Jan for the extra point. Caught that falling down, had tight pressure on the coverage.
That was not an easy catch. That was a really nice catch.
Elko brought the house, and this one almost got blocked. Instead, they were able to get it through the uprights. It's 35-7. Elko leads, and they'll get the ball back with just under 10 and a half minutes to play. Here from Elko. Again, the winner of this game will take on the winner of the Lampeter Strasburg Conrad Weiser game. LS on top right now. If they win, they have home field advantage next week. If they lose and Conrad Weiser comes back and wins, Conrad Weiser comes into town to face Elko.
Interesting decision here now by Coach Bill Miller from Northern York. They start an onside kick early.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they decide to go for the onside kick or not.
I think Elko's got to be prepared for it. I know it's early, but I think they got to be prepared for it. It looks like they're lining up. Elko has the hands team out there in preparation for the onside kick.
That's exactly where they're at. There's nobody deep. Everybody's within the 45-yard lines right now. And it looks like they are going to go for the onside kick. And what? Oh, I forgot what side of the field they're on. Got it. All right. Chinese fire drill. Now everybody's in the right spot.
Of course, the danger in this is if Elko recovers, you're giving the ball at the 50.
Yep.
But at this point, I think that's what Coach Miller has to do. You don't have much of a choice. You got to take some chances here.
Elko's going to send 2 men deep. One is Josh Rich. The other one is Verdicio Chekinov. Everybody else in between the 40 and the 50-yard line. This looks like a normal kick for Mon and a timeout called by Elko. Where have we seen this before? Except on a field goal instead of a kickoff. So clock didn't start. Elko's got 1 timeout. They're up by 28. And at this point, they're trying to catch any last-minute trickery that Northern York might have up its sleeve. Just an update in the Conrad Weiser Lampeter Strasburg game. Conrad Weiser's on the doorstep of the end zone. They're first and goal right now. So, crazier things have happened. It's possible that Conrad Weiser comes from behind and wins this game. And has to come into town next week.
Northern York flipped their kick formation here. They were going to onside kick to Elko's left. Looks like now they're going to kick after that timeout by Coach. They're going to kick to Elko's right.
Coach is on Elko's side giving directions right now. Bob Miller included in that. So here we go. Going to be a short kick.
Oh.
Bounces off. Who's got it? Ball still free right at midfield.
Northern York recovers.
Northern York says they have it. Waiting for the signal. And they do have it. Northern York recovers the onside kick. This thing's not done yet.
That was a perfectly executed onside kick by Northern York. It bounced and hit the Elko player right in the chest, and Northern York was there.
Got him in the chest, and I think bounced off his helmet, bounced off the face mask. And that's what got him discombobulated and allowed Northern York to get there and swarm the ball. So now from the 48-yard line.
Look for Northern York to take a shot here very soon to the end zone.
They've got 3 men wide, 2 to his right, 1 to his left, and split backs for Heisey. Heisey steps back, pressure from Pfeiffer, hit as he threw it. Pass is caught. Trenton Peach. They're going to say incomplete. Incomplete, ball came out. Could not hang on to it, and he's down. Peach is down at the 25-yard line. That'll bring out the medical staff. So right now, here's your score in the other game, 35-28. It's one score between Lampeter Strasburg and Conrad Weiser. Meanwhile, Peach is still down for Northern York. We'll take a break. We're back after this. Peach was able to get off the field. He needed some assistance. 1 man on either side to carry him up off the field, but we hope the best for him, and they'll look at him on the sideline. 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line, just under 10 minutes to go. Clock starts rolling now since we are in mercy rule mode. Here in the 4th quarter. 3 men wide, 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Heisey's going to keep it. He's got men in pursuit, and Luke Williams. That's R.J. Pfeiffer that wraps him up. After just a yard. 3rd down and 9. That offensive line's not giving Heisey a lot of time out there. They're going to hurry it up here. You've talked about this a lot so far, Ron, and how this has worked for them.
This has been where they've been successful, is hurrying up, spread it out.
Heisey giving orders to his receivers. He's going to roll to his right, has a little bit of time. Fires, incomplete. On the far sideline looking for Tyler Weary, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So they get the onside kick, but now it looks like they're going to go 3 and out here.
And again, the clock continues to run even though it's an incomplete pass because you're in mercy rule. Once you're in mercy rule, you don't go back.
They're going to go for it here. They all look to the sideline, assuming the punt team would come out. Coach says no. Offense stays out, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and 9. Inside 9 minutes to play. Northern York has all 3 timeouts. Elko only has 1.
Elko's done a really good job of bottling up Heisey this entire game.
Here we go. 4th and 10. 3 receivers wide. 2 to Heisey's right. 3 wide. 2 to Heisey's right. 1 to his left. Looking to pass. Pressure off the edge. Has to roll to his left. Fires. Incomplete. Looking for Weary. No flags. Elko ball. Turnover on downs. Now from the 48-yard line, already across midfield. They only have 48 yards to get to the end zone, and it looks like the starters, for the most part, are going to stay in. At least Bohannon will. They're going to bring in Cameron Martin, as well as Jake Williams as running backs.
Elko be very content here to put the ball on the ground, take a lot of clock. They will definitely take their time here.
You can't think that Elko's going to look to the air here and take a shot. Crazier things have happened, but they've done it before.
Jacob, I would be surprised if that happened right now.
I would tell you that. They've done it in this situation before. That's the only reason I asked. We saw it 2 weeks ago. Bohannon's going to keep it and scampers out to about the 46-yard line and gets 2 or 3.
They'll be content with getting 2 or 3 yards here for the next 7 minutes and 31 seconds.
Tackled by Pachetti.
Under 7.5 to play. Again, Elko will face the winner of the Lampeter-Strasburg-Conrad Weiser game. As of now, still one score between them. Lampeter-Strasburg looking for some life. And once we know more from that game, we'll let you know of it. Both Williams back in. Looks like 3 men in the backfield with Bohannon under center. Cameron Martin at the back of it. Luke Williams, the motion, ball's out! Bohannon's able to fall back on top of it. He went to hand it off to Martin, and Martin just missed. And the ball hit the ground, but Bohannon was able to fall back on top of it. 3rd down and 8.
This handoff recovered by the Raiders.
That was one of the very few negative plays that Elko's had this entire game.
Yeah, it's been a lot of consistency for Elko so far, and it's all been good. They've got people wide. Are they going to pass on 3rd down and 8, up 35-7, man in motion? They hand it off to Jake Williams, and he's got a hole. Blockers, 30, 20, 10, touchdown Jake Williams. They had us all fooled, even the defense. And Elko scores again. Jake Williams, his 6th rushing touchdown on the season. And Elko's up now 41-7. Goodness gracious. There's the replay. I mean, 2 guys, they tried, just couldn't get there. Point after by Shuey. Woo! They almost got to it. It's good. 42-7. Elko on top with 6 minutes to go. Northern York had life on offense, but on defense, they just couldn't stop them. Now, if you're Bob Miller, do you think about putting the backups in? Now that you've added that cushion there?
Well, you know you're going to play next week at this point, so at some point you got to be thinking about that to keep your guys healthy. But, boy, the defense tonight for Elko has just been outstanding. I think sometimes that's probably the underrated part of this team. The offense is really, really good, but, boy, the defense tonight has just been outstanding. They have given Northern York nothing offensively.
This defense, the best in Section 4. They've allowed the least amount of yards compared to everybody else. Braden Bohannon has 6 picks on defense. He hasn't done much on the defensive side of the ball, which really I think is a good thing, all things considered, that they're still able to hold him down, and they haven't had to lean on that secondary as much.
I mean,
at least causing turnovers.
Yeah, Northern York came in averaging over 30 points a game, over 300 yards in offense a game, and Elko has just completely shut them down tonight. And give Elko's front 7 credit for that. That defensive line tonight has really played well for Elko.
And that defensive line is not something to sneeze at either. You've got Owen Kale, R.J. Pfeiffer, Logan Tice, Ben Wargo as your front 4. Then your linebackers. You've got Cameron Martin, Luke Williams, Jake Williams. Cole Thomas has been in and out as a linebacker and then also as a safety. So they got some scary guys up there just waiting to bring you down.
Another maybe part of this underrated Elko team is their special teams, because their kickoff coverage has been outstanding this evening as well. Northern York's field position has not been good this entire game.
Yeah, this special teams unit has been solid all season long. They've been able to pin these guys, a lot of their teams that they've faced, at least here at home, pretty deep in their own zone. That doesn't change tonight. I'm noticing that the backups are warming up on the sideline right now, including backup quarterback Dominic Thornton. So we might see him come in the next little while. 3 receivers wide. 2 to Heisey's right, 1 to his left. He's going to pass. Fires. Pass is incomplete. Again, looking for Weary. He's targeted Weary a lot tonight, but Weary's only been able to make 1 or 2 catches.
He has. He just seemed to be a little out of rhythm tonight. And give Elko's defense credit for that.
Yeah. And potentially that Heisey getting dinged up has hurt.
That didn't help for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, he went out early and came back, and he still might be hurting a little bit.
Yeah, he took a big shot along the far sideline early in the first half. Had to sit out. They brought in the backup for a bit. Now he's going to pass deep over the middle. Incomplete. Beam had it for a moment, but the defense was just too good, able to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Great coverage there by Elko in the secondary. Again, I'm sure they're playing a little bit deeper as they normally would maybe because it's 4-some left in the game, but that was really well covered by the Elko defender.
Just about 4 minutes left on the board. 3rd down and 10. Northern York has 4 men wide, 3 to Heisey's left, 1 to his right, and the back to his left hip. Deep pass over the right. Incomplete. He had Beam, just couldn't quite make it, and that brings up 4th down from the 27.
Again, the clock continues to run.
And they're going to bring out Mason Yan. I'm assuming they're going to punt here.
I think they're going to go for it.
Yan has been in as a receiver as well. Looks like they are going to go for it. 4th down and 10. What else do they have to lose? 3.5 left from their own 27. They've got 3 men wide, 2 to Heisey's left, 1 to his right, split backs. Fires, way overthrown, and that brings up a turnover on down. So out comes Elko's offense again, and they're going to bring in the backups to run this home from the Northern York 27 with 3 minutes and change left.
This has been an impressive Elko football team tonight, Jacob. Both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, they look like they were well prepared for tonight's football game.
Touchdown Lampeter Strasburg, 42-28 your score in that one right now. So Lampeter Strasburg back up by 2 scores. Still a long way to go in that one. Meanwhile, just 3 minutes left here from Myerstown. Dominic Thornton under center.
Backups in now for Elko.
Yep. And still same formation that we've seen all night. Some things just never change, and Thornton hands it off to 25.
Again, this was a clinic for Elko tonight running this offense. A split back veer, very few formations, very few plays, but boy, they run them to perfection.
That was Aiden Yordy on the carry. 2nd down and 10. And now Yordy comes off, and they'll bring out Josh Rich. Closing in on 2 minutes to play. 2:15 now. Thornton under center again. Flag early. Thornton's going to hang on to it and get dragged down at the line. We'll see what the flag is about because it was almost immediate. I would imagine somebody jumping on either side of the ball here. False start on the offense. Backs them up 5 more. 2nd down and 15 here, I think. Now we'll make it 2nd and 15. Now from the 33-yard line. Just like that, Lampeter's up. Maybe. Never mind. There was a potential fumble that I guess got called back for Conrad Weiser, so still no change in that score. Man in motion, it's flipped out to Rich. He had to spin to catch it, and he's going to lose 4 yards on the carry. Elko's going to have to punt with about 50 seconds left if they take it all the way You're right, third down. It was second down because of the penalty. So, realistically, they only have to run 2 more plays. Third down and 18. Even if they don't get the first down here, they can punt, or they can bring out Shuey if they wanted to and try a really long field goal. He's 1 for 2 on attempted field goals this season. Thornton under center again. Gotta snap it here shortly. And they're not going to get very far. In fact, I think they're going to lose another yard. 40 seconds on the clock. Clock will keep rolling unless somebody calls a timeout. I think that might be the ball game.
But no need another run of play.
The fans know what's happening here. And that's it. Elko, domination is an understatement. They are showing that they are not a force to be messed with. They're going to win a playoff game at home. And they're going to go in looking pretty strong into the 4A championship game. 000s on the board. Elko beats Northern York 42-7. Here's the bracket right now. Elko wins, they advance. If Lampeter Strasburg is able to win, they're up 42-28 right now. If they can win, Elko travels to Lampeter Strasburg for a rematch of this round a year ago. If Conrad Weiser pulls it out, Conrad Weiser comes to Elko, and we have one more home game then. And that's certainly going to be fun to watch. There you see Bob Miller and the coaches, all the coaches meeting together. Bob Miller gets his first playoff win of his coaching career here at Elko. Elko's made the playoffs the last 3 years under Bob Miller, and tonight's the first time they've been able to pull off the win. For Northern York, they've made the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years. They haven't won their first playoff game since 2015. They've made it three in a row in the playoffs. They lose in the first round again. Wraps up our coverage here from Elko. We're back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, for the girls' District 3. I believe the semifinals against Mechanicsburg. For Ron Kennedy here for color commentary with me, I'm Jacob Pitts. Thanks to James Beidelsbach for running the streams, and everybody here on the roof running the scoreboard. Thanks and good night.